Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a review as well as a demo, like I always do, of the brand new Huda Beauty Faux Filter Luminous Matte Foundation. So this is a reformulated version of the original Faux Filter High Coverage Cream Foundation. They've just slightly changed the name as well as the way that this performs. Now this retails at £34 and you can buy it from a variety of different places. I got mine from Boots, and please forgive me now. I'm going to apologise. Ain't my fault, but I'm apologising on behalf of a company, Boots, right? So I actually ordered two shades for you guys. I've ordered this one, which is Leches 320G, and then I also ordered the shade Amaretti. Now, I paid for Amaretti out of my Boots points because I had like 37,000 points, and then I sent it for click and collect. Then they put this on offer, 20% off, and then I bought this shade knowing full well that I was going to buy both because I found this shade for me to be slightly warm. And the reason I know that is because it is the same shade that I bought in the stick foundation. And knowing full well that when it comes to liquid foundations, they have the tendency to slightly oxidize, which this one does, by the way. You will note when I first apply it, it seems to be a little bit light, and that's the reason why I bought the next shade up so that I could test them out against each other. But unfortunately, my click and collect order got lost. Now the reason I'm moaning is because it's the second time this has happened to me. I think someone's on the rob. Someone's teeth in my makeup. If you do follow me, firstly, thank you very much for following me. What I will do is when I do get this, I will swatch this shade as well as Amaretti side by side. I will show it on my Instagram account, and I will also show it on the community page here. Keep a lookout next couple of days, and I will also mention it in the info bar below which one works better for my skin tone. Now I'm just going to read off of Huda Beauty's website as to why they decided to reformulate this foundation, and yes, I will be comparing it to the original because I've got two of them with me right now. So it says, what is the difference between this one and the previous one? We've taken into consideration all feedback from our consumers and modernized the formula so that this new and improved version now comes with 9 new shades. It has more flexible wear, it is non-comedogenic, and we have removed the fragrance. We have also new and exciting claims testing results, which proves the new formula to be transfer proof, waterproof, 24-hour wear, etc., and will never let you down in any occasion. It also says, I found the Faux Filter foundation super hard to blend. Has this changed, and why? We heard that some consumers found the original formula hard to blend as it gave you instant high coverage and a quick setting time. Our new and improved version has taken this into consideration and is now more spreadable, easier to blend, and to make it easier for consumers to build up to their desired level of coverage. So let's just talk about that quickly before I actually go into a proper review for this foundation. I'm very happy about this. Huda Beauty is one of those brands that actually admits to making mistakes and then rectifying them. Other brands, you may think, hold on, I've never really heard of other people doing that. They do, but they don't tell you. That's the difference. How many times have you tried something that you've been using for years, then all of a sudden it feels a little bit different or it performs a little bit differently? It's because they are not actually transparent in telling you that they do listen to consumer results, they do listen to people online, they do listen to YouTubers, reviewers, influencers, that sort of thing, and they change things, but they don't actually tell you. So I've got a lot of respect in terms of Huda Beauty being completely transparent with us and saying, listen, we know you guys liked it, but there were so many things that needed to be changed. We've taken that on board and we have made those changes. And there are people that have been having a go at her, which I think is a little bit unfair, saying you always reformulate stuff. As far as I'm aware, she's reformulated one eyeshadow palette out of like 25 that are available. That's hardly every single thing, you know. So I think we need to give her a little bit of credit in that respect. And I have to say that this foundation is divine. I absolutely love it. Every single issue I had with this, I do not have with this. This is now going into holy grail status. I think it is an excellent foundation. I think my skin looks absolutely flawless, and I am really, really happy with this. Now, in respect of their 9 new shades, one thing you need to remember is that they brought out 9 new shades with the Faux Filter foundation stick. And I will link in the info bar below for you guys to figure out what your shade could be. These original shades have been changed when they released the Faux Filter foundation stick. And let's talk about me. Obviously, we are here to talk about me. So I've got 2 of the original ones here in the shade Baklava, which is 340G, and Dulce de Leche, which is 350G. When I did my first review, it was on Dulce de Leche, which was a little bit light for me. Then I went and bought the shade Baklava, which is weird because you would think 350G would be darker than 340G, but it's actually the other way around, which makes shade matching very, very difficult, especially if you are on lockdown like we have been now for nearly 6 weeks in the UK, full lockdown, which means everything, including shops, are shut. So videos like this can be very important for people out there, especially in the UK, knowing full well you can't go to the shops and then colour match yourself. Since then, that was like 3 years ago when this foundation released, something like that. My skin colour has completely changed. I started using SPF 50 every single day, which I have been doing for nearly 1.5 to 2 years now. And then Dulce de Leche started to match me again. But then they went and changed the shades for the stick foundation, which meant that my shade then went to Tres Leches. So now I'm actually 320G, kind of. I need to try Amaretti as well. Now, I did listen to some of you guys who told me to try Cheesecake. You guys, it was too light for me. I now have to mix it with my other foundation stick. I'm never listening to you again. I'm joking, by the way. But I will link below for you guys the foundation chart that she has created for us, which I actually found very, very helpful to explain that in the original foundation, if that was your colour then, this is what your colour will be now, and it is actually quite helpful. So I really appreciate that. Now this is 35ml, which is actually a very generous amount considering it's £34. Generally foundations tend to be about 30ml most of the time. The packaging is exactly the same. There is literally no difference whatsoever. So if you look at them both together, this is the new one, this is the original. They pretty much look exactly the same. I think that the new one seems to have slightly better quality, and you can see there is a slight difference in the gradient at the bottom. The new one seems to be kind of more fading upwards, and this is a little bit more solid. But when you tap it, you can hear the difference. Look. They're both plastic, but this one, the new one, appears to be much better quality. And then inside, exactly the same as it was before, a nice, easy to use pump. Let's compare the original one to the new one. They have changed the name to make it Luminous Matte rather than just Matte Matte. And I would definitely agree with that. My skin looks matte, but Luminous Matte is the way that natural skin is actually like. Nobody's face is fully matte. Nobody's face is fully dewy. That's either sweat or excess oil and sebum. The original one used to make you look like you had a mask on your face. It was too mask-like. And I also found that it created extra oil because it was almost suffocating the face. I do not find that with this at all. I do not look like I've got a mask on at all. And my skin feels like it can breathe a lot better. Slightly concerning that this is now non-comedogenic. So previously, it was clogging up pores, and I know one of the criticisms a lot of people said was that this breaks them out. Now, even though they have reformulated it, come on, 2017 wasn't that long ago, all foundations should be non-comedogenic, which is slightly worrying that they've had to reformulate it to kind of change that. The fact that there's no fragrance, thank God. The fragrance was so heady and so strong. Now, I really hope that in terms of manufacturing and production, that they've removed the scent from all their other products, like their concealer, like their setting powder, all that sort of stuff. It's completely unnecessary when it comes to makeup. We like our fragrance in our fragrance products. We don't need it in our makeup as well. Another thing that I found with this one was that as somebody who has got textured skin as a result of teenage acne, I used to find that this actually emphasized the texture on my skin because it was too matte. It was unnaturally matte. And when you've got textured skin, it makes the texture look so much more obvious. Whereas with this one, it is seamless. It does not emphasize my texture whatsoever. It does not emphasize my pores whatsoever. And I'm very happy about that. Again, they said that they had obviously reformulated it because a lot of people said this was very difficult to blend and it would set too quickly. This one is a lot more easier to blend, 100%. But one thing I will have to say is that, I don't know about you guys, but the way I generally tend to apply my makeup is I'll have a shower in the morning, I will do my skincare, and as soon as I put my SPF on, I give it a couple of minutes, then I put on my foundation. Because a lot of the time when you're using foundation and you've got a freshly moisturized skin, it blends so much more easily and evenly. What I found with this was it took about 30 minutes for it to dry on my freshly moisturized face. And that was so annoying. I was like, it's still tacky. Now I hadn't set it. Now bear in mind that when I do reviews on foundations, a lot of the time I do not wear setting powder, because you're not buying a foundation and setting powder, you're buying a foundation. So in order to do an honest and proper review, I have to wear this on its own. And that is the way that I will be able to dispel any claims or agree with any claims that a brand has come out with. This took ages to dry. I had to go to work. I did not have time to sit around and go like, come on, dry, dry, dry. Why is it still tacky? Why is it still tacky? And then the problem is that because I had to carry on getting ready to go to work, I applied my powder bronzer. Immediately it went patchy across my cheeks. And I put my blusher on, immediately patchy, because it's still wet. When you mix powder with something wet, it's going to kind of congeal. So that was definitely a minus for me. So this foundation, you 100% have to set it. It does not dry as quickly as this one, and therefore that is good in a way, but then again it's bad in the way that I've described it. So make sure that you set it before you apply any kind of powder products on top afterwards. All right, so let's see what it says from their website again. It says, new and improved. Faux Filter is back with the same full coverage and long-lasting properties you know and love from the OG formula, but with 24-hour flexible wear, a luminous matte finish, and it's fragrance-free. The true filter effect gives instant coverage so seamless that it immediately unifies skin tone and texture as it blurs skin to give a radiant finish. The non-cakey formula is life-proof, in brackets waterproof, super long wear, 24 hours, transfer proof, fade proof, sweat proof, humidity proof, and from what I remember Huda saying and showing us on Instagram, mask proof as well, as in face covering COVID mask proof, right? No matter what the weather, occasion or situation, Faux Filter Luminous Matte will never let you down. Now in terms of my experience, it's a little bit different. Full coverage, definitely 100%. My beauty spot is pretty much completely covered up, and that's generally my marker which I tend to go by. Instant coverage so seamless, it unifies skin tone and texture, blurs skin to give a radiant finish. 100%, you literally do not need that much of this product at all to get beautiful, even coverage, and it looks absolutely stunning, and it's a dream to blend on the face. Non-cakey formula is life-proof, right? Now, when I wore this the first day, I was at work, and it was raining that day as well. And it says super long wear, transfer proof, fade proof, right? Okay, so this is how it went, right? And I'm going to show you proof as well, because I have proof, I have my receipts. So this is how my day went. I left my office, put my face covering on as I was going out to get something to eat for lunch. Bear in mind it had not been set as I was testing it to its truest capabilities. I walked up the road, 2-3 minute walk, went into the supermarket, got a few things, walked back to the office. In all, I'd say I had the mask on my face for 10 minutes. I will insert my picture here now. You tell me whether that looks like it's non-transfer proof. You tell me if that looks like it's life proof. No, it does transfer. Every single time I've seen somebody show this on Instagram, they've like put it on and taken it off. I want to see somebody who's worn it for at least 10 to 15 to 20 minutes. And yes, it does come off. Now bear in mind, if you use a setting powder, it will probably make it last a little bit longer. However, we're talking about the foundation. Like I said at the beginning of this video, it's not about the foundation and a setting powder. It's how the foundation performs on its own. And unfortunately, I do find that it transfers. It was also raining that day as well. I went out in the rain because I had to get something from my car. I came back, I went like this, and ooh, it'd come off on my hand. Sweat proof and humidity proof, I would again say you would need to set it. Now bear in mind, again, back in my office, I got the heating on full blast. We are in minus temperatures in the UK at the moment. And in terms of sweat and humidity, yes, it does hold up very well in comparison to other foundations on the market. Whether it is not sweat proof or humidity proof, if you choose to wear it on its own, you must set it with a setting powder and then potentially use a setting spray on top as well, just to lock it all in. Now it's got this 24-hour claim. I had mine on my face for 18 hours and it had started to break up specifically in the areas where the mask had been sitting, because the mask had already moved the foundation around. Everywhere else though seemed to be perfectly fine. So whether it is a 24-hour foundation or not, I would say it probably is, but you do have to set it. So therefore, the claims need to be very specific. Yes, it's 24 hours, but only if you've set it with a setting powder. On its own, no, it does not last for 24 hours at all. Furthermore, don't be wearing it for 24 hours anyway, okay? Wash your face. Now, in terms of its texture as well, it is a little bit less thick like the previous one. It's a little bit more creamy. It's very, very easy to blend. All you need to do is dot it around your face like I have done and then blend it out. The brush that I used in today's video was a Sigma 3D HD Kabuki brush. This was the only clean brush I could find, to be honest, but any kind of thick, dense buffing brush is best used to buff a full coverage foundation into your skin, to stop it getting cakey, to stop it getting streaky and that sort of thing. This way you can really give a more blurred out and flawless finish. And then I have just set my face with Huda Beauty's Easy Bake setting powder. I used the shade Blondie, but Blondie's a little bit yellow for me. Probably wasn't the best colour to use for a foundation that's a little bit warm for me, but it's the only thing I could find, to be honest, you guys, so sorry about that. But at the end of the day, it looks really nice on the face. My face feels so soft, so smooth, and this one is definitely so much more better than this previous foundation. This one I'm going to chuck in the bin now because I honestly don't use it anymore. I find it incredibly unflattering on my skin, whereas this one I'm very happy with. 2021, I've been so let down with so many skin-based products that have been coming out, tinted moisturizers and that sort of thing. So I'm finally happy that finally I have come across a foundation that I can really get behind and I really, really like. I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10, and the reason that I have not given it a 10 is because it does transfer and all the other reasons that I've given. I don't think it would be fair for me to give this a 10 out of 10 when it doesn't meet all the claims that it states that it has. So that's it for my review of the brand new Huda Beauty Faux Filter Luminous Matte Foundation. I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for me to do this review. I was having a little break, so allow me sometimes, man. I need a break. I needed a mental break from life. So anyway, I hope that this review met a lot of yours expectations. I know that some of you guys think I'm quite harsh on Huda Beauty, but at the end of the day, it's nothing personal. I'm a consumer, I'm spending money, and I want you guys to spend your money wisely. That is the whole purpose of this channel. If you've got any comments or questions about this, if anything else you want to know about this, anything that I may have forgotten to mention, feel free to ask me below and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. Other than that, I hope you guys are amazing, that you're happy, healthy and safe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.